Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, classic slash known classic. This is episode number 2552 and episode number 2446. I have a Cable trade and an X-Force trade. First up, it is Cable Classic Volume 2, which collects issues from Cable, the very first volume, issues 5 through 14 of the series. Yep. Mostly put just basically Cable dealing with stuff in the future. By the way, all these issues are written by Fabian the Season because he's the writer of this book at this point in time. Of course he is. Now, if you're really, really curious, how long did he stay as the writer for this book? Let's see, eventually Jeff Lowe, who I've met in person, he takes over the book at one point. He does it with the very next issue. Basically, I think like 14 is his last issue he does the book. Let me check here. I think 14 is like the end of his run. Yeah, 14. So basically, this kind of is the end of Fabian the Season's very brief run in the book. Yeah, mostly put in the case of this issue in particular, it's mostly put Cable, deal with like stuff in the future, deal with Mr. Sinister, Domino appears, X-Force, some of the X-Men are here. It's a lot of like stuff related to Cable. Also, for one point, issue 13, they for some reason changed its logo for some weird reason. There is one story called Fear and Loathing that's in here, and it's basically a three-parter. It's issues 12 to 14. Yeah, basically the first 6 issues are mostly put just standalone issues. Yeah, actually there is the first one standalone, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see, yeah, it's just basically a quick 3-parter called Fathers and Sons. They do kill off one character this issue, the storyline. Her woman's called Akasaki. And I believe she's from the clan Akasaki. I believe she's someone Cable knows. Yeah, very briefly around. Yes. And of course, also Cable has to do with his evil son. And then there's also this 2-part called Killing Field, which is just a couple issues. Cable teams up with Excalibur to deal with Omega Red for a couple issues. And the Acolytes, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty good set of issues. Nothing really terrible here, per se. It was a plot along for Cable. And, of course, basically, sadly, Fabian Seas leaves the book. Yep, he's done. He gets replaced by Jeff Loeb with the very next issue, issue 15. Now, some of you are curious, how long does he stay in the book for? Yeah, pretty much replacing the writer on the book, Jeff Loeb. He stays in the book for quite a while. Yeah, he doesn't actually leave the book into issue 39. Yeah, 39 is sadly put his last issue, so we're going to be with him for a little while. Oh, yeah, definitely. Which is going to be quite interesting. But I do find these books be a little fun. Yes, definitely. But yeah, that's pretty much that particular. Actually, no, we're not done yet. Next up is basically X-Force. Yep, X-Force. And of course, Fabian the Season does this book too. Yes. He does the book into issue 43. That's his last issue he does the book, and number 3 is his last issue he does the book. Jeff Loeb, of course, takes over this book from him on that very issue. Yep. So the next first I'm discussing here is Child's Play, which takes up issues 32, 37, and number 3 in New Warriors 45 and 46. And number 3 is distinction of being the last one called this particular number, because we don't see simply an X-Force annual, like not a team-up annual, not until 1999. 5 years later, so we get 3 years of Cable and X-Force annuals. A basically 98 is a team with champions. And this also be Fabian DeCisa's last annual he wrote for the series. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, this would be his last ever annual. Yeah, he actually would leave. In the case of X-Force, he would still be on the book for quite a while. 32 begins the Child's Play story arc. Yes. A story arc that will cross up with New Warriors, issues 45 and 46. It's a really interesting story arc per se. It's mostly put basically X-Force dealing with a group known as the Upstarts, led by the Ferris twins, Andreas and Andrea von Strucker. Yes, the daughter, the son and daughter of Baron Wolfgang von Strucker, who are also infamous being in an incestuous relationship. I am not joking about that. Look it up. These two are in an incestuous relationship. They have been for a long time. Now, as for why in the world they decided to write them this way for, I have no frickin' idea. They're creations of Chris Claremont. That's the thing with the Ferris twins. Their awesome, badass father is a creation of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Yeah, Wolfgang von Strucker, beloved Marvel villain who got screwed over in Age of Apocalypse. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, beloved characters. And yet, he has an idiot one-shot son and two twins who are in such a relationship. Yeah, this family is weird. Yeah, so basically they deal with the Upstarts, which are a villain group also comprised of Sebi Shaw, who for the longest time people thought he was the son of Sebastian Shaw, until fairly recently when it was retconned that nope, Sebastian Shaw is not the father. It's Harry Leland. I am not kidding about that. Sebi Shaw, the illegitimate son of Sebastian Shaw, is actually Harry Leland's son. It's like basically the writer who did that just did that because they just wanted to have Harry Leland be the father. Not Sebastian, because Sebastian is a jerk. They also Seam Blaze, who is a Scott Lobdell character, who made her debut in Stripe Strike number 1. That's where she made her first appearance. She apparently got killed off in an issue of Matthew Rosenberg's and Kenny X-Men run. Yes. There's also the Games Master, who was a John Byrne character, believe it or not. Yep. Yeah, John Byrne briefly did the X-book as a writer. Yeah, he just some character. There are two other characters here who are part of the Upstarts. One is Graydon Creed, the son of the son of Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth, and Mystique. He is also Nightcrawler's half-brother. Yep, and Rogue's stepbrother. Well, adopted brother, mostly. Yeah, and this guy is a complete jerk. Oh my gosh. He is evil. Like, my gosh. He hates the fact that his siblings are mutants. Here's the thing. Parents, well-respected mutants in the Marvel comic universe. People know who these people are, and both are creations of Chris Claremont. Here's the thing about Graydon Creed. Is it creations of Chris Claremont? Nope. He's a creation of Scott Lobdell and Brandon Pearson. He made his very first appearance in Uncanny X-Men 299, when Scott Lobdell started his brief run for Uncanny X-Men. Yeah, and here are his other brothers, at least basically We also have the time-traveling Rise Darkholme. Who is Rise Darkholme, I'd ask? Why, he's the son of Wolverine and Mystique. And then there's Charles Xavier II, who is the son of Mystique and Charles Xavier. There's also Gloria Brickman. Yes. Who is, somebody who, because Raven, basically, like, it is very odd, to say the least, about Raven, where some might think, oh, she's a slut or she sleeps around. That's kind of how it is. That could explain why she has so many children. And all of them do not have the same father. All the fathers of all these kids are all different people. Yes. So Mystique officially has a total number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total of, well, basically 5 children, one of whom was adopted. Yep. Also, Grady Crea's got a niece named Tala Jean from the Age of Apocalypse universe. Yep. Actually, more of the Age of X-Men universe. The daughter of Nightcrawler and Megan Pacheru, who's Megan Mask? Why, she's Captain Britain's wife, and also the mother of his only child. Yes, seriously. So after this really good two-parter, like after this one wraps up, and then move on to basically, well, Richter going crazy in issue 34. In 35, taking on frickin' Nimrod. Yes, the time traveling robot from the future. No, the cover looks like they're taking on Bastion. Or at least give a Cable, I'm not sure. Yeah, taking on Nimrod, the Sentinel from the future. In 36, mostly put, is, well, this Nimrod's last appearance. They say last appearance, but not really. The guy, this thing still shows up. Yes. After that one X-Force issue, he actually returns in Cable and Machine Man annual number 98. Yep, that is actually his very next appearance. Which I should point out, though, that was released in 19, this was released in 94. His next appearance is not until 4 years later. As for issue 37, it is mostly put basically the let's just say, the origin story of the Externals. Basically, people who are associated with Apocalypse. And the next comes basically the storyline of the Phoenix Covenant. But what about the annual? The last that Fabian Thieves ever did for this book. Which is strange, the fact that this would be the last that he would do. Not really sure exactly why. It is mostly put just in, it's like just 2 stories. One is basically focused on the Mutant Liberation, which is this one's comprised of Danny Moonstar, Feral, Forearm, Ringfire, and Wildside, taking a group called 3 Piece, who only appear for this one annual, to take on China Force. Yep, group of people who were created by Bill Mantlo. Yeah, and they appear for this one story, and then the very next story is all about focus on Siren. It's a pretty interesting annual. Don't get me wrong. Sadly put, like I mentioned, this is the last annual that the season would write. Because KM1 X-Force, which came out the following year, was not done by him at all. Nope. That was done by Jeff Loeb. The annual, I should mention, was drawn by Mike Windigaro, really good artist. That he does the first story. Second story is written by Jim Kruger. The backup artwork is done by Ernie Jorgensen. Now, some you might be asking, does Tony S. Daniels do the artwork for the main book? No. Tony S. Daniels, his run as the artist for the book was very, very brief. Pretty much with this particular book here, he does skip an issue, but he does come back for about 4, basically about 5 more issues he leaves. 37 is by Paul Paliter, but a lot of the issues collected in this book are done by Tony Estino. Yep. And some might be curious, did he do the New Warriors issues? Excuse me. Who did the arc New Warriors issues? That was Derek Robinson and Brandon McKinley. Yep. That's who did this that's who did the 2 issues there. Mm-hmm. New Warriors definitely something I've been discussing in the future because I love New Warriors. My favorite teams. I've only discussed for them like they're only about 2 volumes fully. Volume 3, which is a mini-series. I have also discussed Volume 5, which is a really ongoing series. They got cut off too soon. And do not get me started with the Volume 6 that was supposed to come out. Got canceled. Alleged due to COVID. Though I think the actual reason why, because Marvel basically realized that no one's going to buy this book because the new characters they introduced were really a bad. I have no problem with new characters. It's just the names really, really stupid. What about Volume 4? 4, I've only reviewed 1 trade of that. I've not reviewed the whole thing for that one yet. So I've already reviewed that. I probably want the next book to review the future because New Warriors definitely is going to be not as big as X-Force, but there's going to be issues with that one. Yep. Cable X-Force, Cable Classic Volume 2, I give that roughly a 9 out of 10. As for X-Force, same thing. 9 out of 10. Pretty good. Alright, next up, another Comic Corner. After that, the final anime for today, Case Closed. And then 2 more Comic Corners, and then after that, probably a good time to watch Space Share Cider. Yes. Okay, next video. Bye.